within 6 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Todd, the Cheap Drums guy. Well, how you doing? It's been a couple weeks, you know. Our old fans from Wuhan decided to drop by again and put me down for a week and a half. Oh, that's the gift that keeps on giving. But I self-medicated, took a lot of vitamins, and for those people overseas who keep giving us all these crazy viruses, I'd like to send them some vitamins myself. A little B1, a little B2, and maybe a little B52. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta wonder what those are, you might want to look them up real quick. They'll be under aircraft, bombers, whatnot. Anyways, usually the Wuhan wheeze really doesn't affect me too much, and usually it's just irritating. But that's all done and good. My coffee helped it out. My coffee always weeds it out of me. You put 4 shots of espresso in me, and I can do anything. Gunshot wound to the head, 4 shots of espresso, let's mow the lawn. No problem. I can handle it. I'm no Nancy boy. But anyways, I haven't been down here in 2 weeks. Really. Well, the other day I can't walk down here. It just gave me the idea for the video today. But I haven't played at all. I haven't touched anything down here. And I got a little film of dust starting to form. This doesn't really get very dusty down here, but still, I really should do a good thorough cleaning on everything before I make a little bit of noise. Grandkid and the wife are going to go off and watch some ice show somewhere. Not my cup of tea at all. So while they're doing that, I'm going to have a little fun and might even try some Metallica. I'm not a real Metallica fan, but there's a couple songs I like of theirs. But the other day when I did come down here, I was messing around with the Pearl kit because I was trying to think if I wanted to convert that 13-inch added on tom. I was trying to think, do I want to try to convert that into a snare drum, make my own snare drum for a first time thing. And I noticed the scratches. You buy a set of used drums, you're going to have scratches on them. You know, it's unavoidable unless there's really nobody's taken that much care in a set of drums before not to scratch it here or there. You're going to get those little tiny hairline scratches. I'm like, well, I wonder what I can do, because I thought about this before. What can I do to get rid of those and make them look brand new? Granted, I'm not going to get a brand new set of drums. I'd like to, but I'm just not going to get one. So why not maintain and build up what we have? All right, make what we have better so we'll appreciate it more. If it looks brand new, you're going to treat it better and you're going to feel a little bit more pride in what you have. So on the way back from work, I stopped and picked up some turtle wax. Turtle wax. You can get this flipping anywhere. Probably get it at my coffee shop. The turtle wax seems to be sold everywhere. But I wanted to try this. I've used turtle wax on my cars for years and years and years and years. And it always worked well. Generally, it's the type of polish that it's real yucky. It's kind of like pudding. You put it on a clean cloth and rub it into the whatever you're going to try to polish. You let it dry, then you wipe it off with a clean rag and buff it and do whatever. I thought, well, that'd probably work better than anything, because you don't want to use the liquid ones because God knows what they're going to do, and it's just kind of like paint. It's got to be a perfectly even coat, and there's really no way to apply them that well unless you're using a spray gun. But you know, I mean, if you're going to go through that much trouble, just go get another drum set. But I thought by trying this, rubbing it on, I'm not going to take the drums apart because I don't really think that taking all the lugs and whatnot off, because generally all your scratches are going to be in between the lugs anyways. So no need to take them off. And I'm not trying to get a super clean sheen over the entire drum. I'm just doing the big areas just to make it, just so when I look at it I don't see the scratches. I'll experiment on the Pearl kit. If everything comes out well, I'll then apply it to the Olympic. And if this one turns out alright, then I'll put it on the APK. Don't need to do the Army Green one because it's flat color, so polish would just make it look kind of stupid. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to try to polish some drum shells, make our old sets look new again. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the shell real good. This is just, we've always used this on our boat. When we had our boat, cleaning a lot of the insides of that and the outside and some of the fiberglass. It's just called Totally Awesome. It's a citrus-based cleaner, and I usually use it just to take off all the fingerprints and whatnot. It does a nice job. Now one thing I'm just going to experiment on this spot right here. And a nice thing about using this specific drum is that if I muck it up in this area, I can always switch the tom mount around to cover this area, so this actual area will be out of view. But it does a nice job getting all the stuff off. I clean my drum generally when I ordered a set of drums out of Guitar Center. I always strip the drums down and give them a good cleaning with this. This one's not perfect, but there's one little blemish on this one right here that I'm wondering if the polish will handle. This of course was probably due to the fact that someone had it too close to another piece of hardware on the kit, and so it kind of rubbed on there a little bit. So I thought maybe see what the polish is. I didn't rub through the color, through the wrap at all, but there's a couple of good scratches right there I can see down it. And if I figured if it could fix that, it would be pretty sweet. Now, I'm going to also use this, but I realized something too when I found this. This is not the buffing pad, so I'm going to have to jerry-rig something with a microfiber cloth put over it. I had pads for this, but I don't bloody well remember where I put them. So I'll have to figure out something. Or if I do it, is this variable speed? It's cheap, probably not. So I'll have to figure out something there. But I do have a microfiber cloth. I'm just going to try a little bit of this and see what it does. And if I use it a small, Christ. If I use a small enough amount of this, I should be able to, where'd it go? Should be able to put it on and just rub it in to a point where yeah, you couldn't take my smell from me, Wuhan. So let me just rub it in and see what it does. Of course, I'm not reading the directions because no one has eyes good enough to read print that small. Interesting. Is it drying? Holy crap. Well, that's kind of a fast. Oh, there's some more scratches right there. I didn't even notice that. I'm probably doing this wrong, of course. Like I said, I'm not following the directions. but I'm looking in through the light, and I can see the blemishes. Just let that sit for a minute. But while I'm waiting for that to kind of dry a little bit, I'm going to do a quick shout out to some of my favorite contractors. They're out in Manistee, Michigan. I did a couple deliveries for them last week. It's always nice to take a drive down there. It's a pleasant drive. I like the town, Manistee. But give a shout out to Duker and his crews for Buchanan Builders out there. Love those guys. And last time I was there, they had inquired about my, they go, Sarge, you got that YouTube channel, right? About drums. Yeah. Well, we're going to check it out at lunch today. Trust me, there's better things to do, guys. But I guess they had watched that movie Caravan. And I have not yet seen it. It's not my kind of movie I like watching. But, and it reminded them of me, so they're going to give my channel a peruse the other day. And kind of, when people I know watch my channel, it kind of makes me a little nervous. I just wonder what people think, you know. I don't want them to change their opinion on me in any negative way. But let's see what this did real quick with the clean dry side. Holy crap. I can see a difference already. Wow. Holy jeez. Now, from my perspective, it filled a little bit of the scratches, but I'm kind of rewarded with very high gloss black. It shined up the shell really good. Where's the other edge? Then again, I didn't put it on very thick. But this isn't the wax based also. This is a paste. So this is probably a buffing. Well, it's a wax, but it's probably more like a buffing compound. But I'll tell you one thing. It's it turned the finish to kind of a old scratched up, dinged up black shell to, it's, from my perspective, the areas that I got, even though the drum is still filthy in spots, boy, I'll tell you one thing, it really brightened it up quite a bit. And it makes me want to go into the garage because I really wanted to have the scratches filled. So I'm going to go in the garage and try to find that wax-based one and try that one out. Because this one works really nice, but it's not getting into the, I wanted the scratches to get filled. But man, I'll tell you one thing, boy, she is like a liquid, looking at it from my perspective, with the light directly on it. I mean, I can see the area I cleaned off. It looks kind of grungy black, but this is a liquid black and it looks really good. So let me go get that wax-based one. Like, it's been sitting there 25 years, so God knows what kind of condition it's in. So let me check that out. So I'm in the garage and I find the other wax-based car polish. Due to its age, it's no longer the same wax-based car polish. I don't know exactly what you call it now. So it ended up in the circular file. So I'm going to stick with what I've got. But I did find a buffing wheel. At least that's what I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Hopefully it'll fit. We shall see. Now we're cooking with Crisco, baby. Look at that. Yeah, so there we go. Now I gotta get an extension cord and try her out. I did find also, which was kind of interesting, the turtle wax was in our cupboard. We have all the different cupboards in the garage, and the turtle wax was in a cupboard that we used to keep a lot of the boat cleaning products. And if anybody needs any of that blue toilet water for boats, let me know. Hit me up. I'll get you some. But I also found the teak oil in there. Those of you not familiar with boats, all the wood on boats usually, on yachts and whatnot, are a teak, an extremely dense wood. And I'm surprised I haven't seen drum shells made out of it yet. But it's extremely dense wood, and it's absolutely beautiful once you got it cleaned up and you put the teak oil on it. That used to be, generally on the boats, most of the work was done by me. I'm the labor of the relationship. But the one thing my wife really liked to do, and she thought it was entertaining when she actually cleaned the teak, we didn't have a lot of teak on the boat, but when we had our boat, our teak was absolutely beautiful because of my wife's persistence in cleaning it and oiling it really nice. So I'm almost wondering, because it looks so good on the boat, what effect it would have on an inside of a drum shell. So maybe that'll be the next thing I try out with the pearl, because it's just bare wood. Anything you add to it, to an extent, could be a preservative and a protectant. The bare wood as it is, if you watched a lot of drum videos where people buying a used set, R. David R. is a good example. He picked up a sonar kit, a German-made sonar drum set, $1,600 used. Oh. But anyways, in the bass drum, because people have a tendency to put a lot of filling material in the bass drum to deaden the sound, like sheets and blankets and pillows and whatnot. I have pillows. Generally, the ones that people use are ones they don't usually have on their bedding anymore. So they're a little worse for wear. And with the plain untreated wood, that wood could absorb any smells inherent with the muffling you use. So luckily, those sonar drums have a finish that's on the inside, which allowed him to air out the drum so he didn't smell the other person's bedding. And it, evidently by the looks on his face when he smelled it, he wasn't too thrilled with it. But do I have to worry about that? No, I don't. Everything, all my pillows are brand new. You know, much to my wife's displeasure. But maybe try that teak oil on the inside of those drum shells. It would help preserve it, keep it moistened, there's that word again, to an extent that the shells won't crack over time. You know, I haven't had a problem with that particular set. It's in really good shape. Mahogany looks beautiful, but knowing what that teak oil does to teak, I can only imagine what it would do to that mahogany in the inside of that. It would make it look absolutely gorgeous. So maybe that's something to try down the road. But what I got to do, I had to find an extension cord. I'm going to try this again, but use now I'm not a genius when it comes to car stuff. Generally, I have people fix my cars for me because I'm a dumbass, and I don't do this myself. Now, if it was a Chrysler AVDS 1790 tank engine, I'm your buddy. I can help you fix it because that's what I was, had to work on my tanks. That old Chrysler diesel, 750 horsepower. But generally for basic maintenance on cars, I'm not your fellow. I'm not the guy. And I'm not exactly sure if this is the right thing to use, or this is the right polish, or I'm using it the right way. I'm just kind of fumbling along. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I delete this recording and you never hear from me again. That's how that works. So let me find an extension cord up in here, because for some reason they thought that was enough. Probably our friends from Wuhan again. Yeah, hopefully vitamin B52 is coming your way one day. So in that little intermission, because nobody has eyes that good to read that print, I took a picture of it with my phone and blew it up and made sure I was doing it the right way. And surprise, surprise, holy crap, I was doing it the right way. Well, for some reason, on any given day, I'm tripping over extension cords. I can't freaking find them today. So I pulled up my doodad right there, and I'm just going to use it as is. It should be enough room. Oh my gosh. I need a bigger studio. I need an R&D department. I need hired minions to do this for me. My grandkid gets a little old enough to make her do it. So I looked at this a little bit better. Another, other than where there's still schmutz, technical term, around where the lugs are, because I didn't pull all the lugs off. That finish turned out really, really nice. At least seeing the reflection off, seeing it, what I'm seeing. So I'm going to try a little bit more on a different spot. There's a crap spot right there. Let me clean up the dry spot right there. Oops. Try a little bit of that right in there. A little bit more. I can't believe how even a machine can make the print that small. Just freaking crazy. I'm going to use the wheel so I don't get too close to the lugs. Okay. Now, whenever you need to do something or you use power tools, do stuff the right way. Don't do what I do. This is not going to go over well. I can see it already. I don't know how much noise this. I can't remember how much noise this makes. That's absolutely stupid. Well, it's got... Huh. I knew where that buffing wheel came from. Whoa, boy. That buffing wheel... When my father-in-law owned this house, he used to buy old Ski-Doo motor or snowmobiles, and I mean just derelict condition. And he used to fix them up and take them to motorcycle or snowmobile shows all the time. And when I was just doing that little Buffy thing with it, I noticed a little bit of excessive wax coming off the head. It's yellow. Ski-Doo snowmobiles are yellow. But as far as wax and the shells go, wow, it does. It really didn't get the scratches out. Then again, I only put one thin coat on. It doesn't get the scratches out really, but that finish went from kind of a dull gloss back, kind of like a just blasé black, into kind of a liquid black. I mean, it works really nice. And so get the hairs off there. Freaking dog hair. Dogs don't come down here, but yet there's dog hair down here. I am kind of impressed how that works, and I think I'm actually going to just I'm not going to use the wheel. One, that's probably not the right head to use anyways. Plus, it's got yellow built up, dried up wax on it anyways. But yeah, I will definitely now do my entire Olympic set with that. That works really, really nice. It's a really glossy red. It's almost a liquidy or black finish on there. Not. It's been a long 2 weeks. Bear with me, please. But anyways, I got a lot of stuff to do. The wife and grandkid are going off to watch their people on ice thing, whatever it is. I'm going to put a t-shirt on, maybe some shorts, because it's kind of warm in the house. And I'll have some freaking fun down here on the drums. So it's been a long damn time. But anyways, let me get up out of here. I'm Todd, the cheap drums guy. There you go, delayed reaction. And you guys aren't. And I'll see you when I see you.